when making the finger trough splint, we don't really make a pattern. What we do is just cut a piece of material of the appropriate size and width. And I start doing that by cutting the strip of the 1/16 of an inch material to approximately the right length, about 4 inches to 5 inches. And so I'm going to score it with the X-Acto knife and fold it over. We want to use the 1/16 of an inch material because it works better on the finger in terms of bulkiness and weight. And then I'm going to cut down that score line. We want the splint to be half the circumference of the finger, and we want it to cover from just distal to the MP crease to over the tip of the finger, although that could vary based on why we're making the splint. Next, I want to cut the piece of the appropriate width, which would be about half the circumference of the finger. So I'm going to cut this somewhere between 2–2.5 inches wide, depending on the person's finger, in the same manner where I score the material and then fold it and then cut along the score line. Lastly, before I begin to make the splint, I want to make sure that that piece of material is going to be large enough for my purposes. So I'm going to kind of just line it up with the patient's finger to make sure it will be long enough and wide enough to work.